and welcome to my demo for interactive audio in Wwise. For this project I recreated the audio environment of Limbo, a puzzle platform video game developed by Playdead. The menu theme that you're listening to right now is comprised of a number of elements and short motifs, all triggered at random. This randomness allows for a theme that never repeats itself, since the various audio files will never cross the same paths twice, nor, if applicable, will repeat in the same order. The benefit of such a compositional tactic is that smaller audio assets can be used, allowing for resources to be allocated to other areas of development. Due to a large number of audio sets used both in the original project as well as mine, I made extensive use of the Wwise profiler in order to take inventory of the game events that triggered the audio. This allowed me to better understand how each layer of audio was needed to be put together in order to create a sonically convincing environment, as well as to quickly locate objects during the final real-time mix that needed tweaking. The ambience in Limbo consists of two parts: event ambiences, which are attached to specific objects throughout the game, and state ambiences, which define the boundaries within a certain section of the game. Generally speaking, the majority of ambiences have real-time parameter controls acting upon them, so as the player moves closer to a zone or object, the ambience volume begins to increase, but as the player moves away, the ambience volume begins to attenuate. At times throughout the game, in order to add depth, reverb and volume randomization were added. For width, certain sounds were panned at random. The world of Limbo is an unforgiving place chock full of terror. One wrong move might lead you into an uninviting situation. For the morbid sounds of death, I used multiple layers, including the gooey sounds heard from mixing chicken with sauce in a bowl, dripping liquid sounds to create the flowing blood, breaking vegetables for the crunch, and some low-end percussion for the thud. All these sounds were EQ'd, and a bit of granular synthesis was used to attain the desired effect. Along with the squeal the boy makes upon death, I made several other vocalizations by recording my voice to add interest to the game. As the boy runs for an extended period of time, you can hear inhaling and exhaling to represent the fatigue. I use randomization to trigger grunts the boy makes while jumping, landing, and grabbing, so that these sounds are only heard on occasion to avoid repetition. During the spider's idle state, I layered multiple clips of me growling into the mic at various pitches, and then added a high EQ boost in the upper frequencies to create the sound of the spider. When the spider's leg gets stuck in the trap, I layered a snake hissing sound, with myself making a hissing sound as well. The Foley sounds consisted of footsteps, clothes rustling, jumping sounds, sliding sounds, and more. To maintain a subtle, sonic environment, a strong low-pass filter was added to many of the footstep sounds. Separate sounds for both the toe and heel were used, along with slight randomization of the volume and pitch to create an ideal footstep sound. The key to having a good footstep was to use only slight variations so that no specific sound stood out over the others. For the sounds of the wagon, I used multiple layers of me swirling around the dishes in my sink, pitched at different intervals with some EQ to taste. A switch container was then used to indicate the dynamic level needed to correspond to the amount of force the boy used to push the wagon back into the wood. Upon the final encounter with the spider, the ambience turns to darkness as the boy approaches. The first strike made by the spider causes a heavy reverberation throughout, causing fear and intimidation to the player. As the boy fights tooth and nail, dodging the offensive blows of the spider, holding his own in return. Thanks for taking the time to view my demo. I had a great experience implementing my own sounds and learned a lot in the process. Bye for now.